Okay, Miggity mic check 1, 2. Checking out another Codewars exercise. This one is complete the pattern number 7, cyclical permutation. Okay, the task is you have to write a function which creates the following pattern up to desired number of rows. So we'll have to look at the pattern because to find out what's up. If the argument is 0 or a negative integer, then it should return an empty string. So we got that right off the bat. So here is the pattern. And yeah, this is all about looking at the pattern, deciphering it, and then putting it into code, really. So let us check out the pattern. We have a set of, we have integers, really rows of integers. We have an argument of 9 coming in. And notice that given an argument of 9, there are 9 numbers in the row. And there's always 9 numbers in the row. The numbers get reconfigured as it goes down. So we have to figure out the pattern. What is the reconfiguration that is happening here? We start with the numbers in a row on the first row. Then on the second row, you might notice that the numbers are shifted where the 1 is now at the end, the 2 has moved to the front, the 3 has moved, all the numbers have moved. What's happening here is on the next line, there's a shift of 1 space to the left for each digit. That's really what you're seeing there, where the 1, it goes to the left, but there's no spaces to the left, so it goes to the end, ending up here. The 2 goes over 1, the 3 goes over 1, and they all go over 1 to the left. So there's a shift of 1 to the left. Looking at the next line, the same thing is happening, just 1 more to the left. So the 2 goes to the back, the 3 becomes the front. And as you look down the rows, this is continually happening where the number in the first slot goes to the end of the set of numbers, and every other number is shifted to the left 1 space. So that is the pattern here. So now we know what the pattern is. Shift 1 to the left for each row going down. And other things about the pattern is that the number of rows here is going to be equal to the argument. Notice what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 rows. The number of rows will be equal to the argument. So we know how many rows to do. And we can also look at what is the final configuration going to look like for this set of numbers. What it will be is the number that was last will be at the front at the end of your cycle, basically. So as you've cycled through, as you've gone through all the rows, you know the ending point will be the nth row, in this case the 9th row, and then the last number will be at the front at the end of your cycle. So we've figured out the pattern here, and we have a stopping point. Let's look at the next example. An argument of 11. And we see here beginning to end, we have a 1 and an 11 at the end. And let's check out what I determined about the cycle earlier. The number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. there are 11 rows, and the number at the end, at the beginning, becomes the number at the front at the end. So we know that. So it holds true to the last one. And each row you go down, each number is shifted to the left. So the pattern is there. Now we just got to put it into code. We've got our nice little cyclical pattern. So for this function, the input is going to be an integer, and the output, I believe, is going to be a string, which will be the set of numbers. It doesn't say that it's going to be a string, but there's implication like here, where it says use /n and string to jump to the next line. Basically, the return is going to be a string consisting of this entire set of numbers, where it'll be a string with new lines at the end, new lines at the end of each line. That's how it's going to be. So there is the task. Given an integer, create this pattern and return it as a string. Let's get in here. Train again and again. So this function, I guess you could say template, is using the fancy Python syntax where you specify the parameter type. For Python, of course, usually you don't specify that, but specify n as an integer and the return type will be a string. So it kind of lets you know what it's going to be. I'm going to handle the input validation first, where the exercise said that if n is 0 or negative, we're going to return an empty string. And that is that. Now it's time to create the pattern. You saw the pattern was a set of consecutive numbers from 1 to n, basically, and then we shift 1 to the left for each line. I'm going to create that set of numbers first, and then really for each row I'm going to do a shift on that set of numbers. But I need to create the set of numbers first, have the original set, because I'm going to be manipulating that set as we go through the code. So I'm going to create that set of numbers. This line here is going to create a list of strings. I'm creating strings because my eventual output is going to be strings, so I'm kind of setting that up now because I'm really going to be manipulating a rows of strings as I create my cycle. So I'm preparing towards that goal here. So with my range, I'm going from 1 to n plus 1, which is going to give me, the numbers 1 to n in my list. And then for each number, I'm converting that number to a string, and it's going into the list. So at the end, I'll have a list of string numerals. And I'm going to take that list of string numerals, and I'm going to turn it into a string here. Actually, what this is is str list. This is going to be the it's going to hold all the rows that I'm going to return. Put put a note here to keep you up to speed. It's going to hold all the rows, not the rolls, all the rows of the cycle. I'm going to populate it first with the first row because I already have the first row. Like if we look back at an example here, the first row is everything that's already in, it's the set of numbers in their original form, like from 1 to n. I've already got that in my code. I've already created a 1 to n set of numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and put that as the first row. I'm going to use join because numList is a list of strings. I'm going to join it into one string because I'm returning a set of strings, or actually I'm really returning a continuous string, but I'm going to have it as a list of strings first. So I'm going to join numList using nothing in between, and it'll be the first row. So this creates my first row, and I can now move forward with creating the subsequent rows by doing the shifting on those rows. I'm going to do that shifting inside of a loop, as you might guess. I'm going to loop n-1 because I've already got my first row right here. So I don't need to loop n times, I need to loop n-1 because the first row is already complete. And the first row is already complete, so in the creation of the next row, I need to do a shift because as you saw, all the rows are shifted over 1, or all the numbers in the rows are shifted over 1. So I'm going to transform my numList by doing a shift on it. We'll shift to the left, to the left. Oops. As the comment says, this is going to shift all the numbers 1 space to the left. I do this by concatenating slices where the slice on the left is every number from the second index to the end. And let's illustrate this with just a set of numbers here. This first slice is every number from index 1 to the end, which would be from 2 to the end. So it would look like this. And then it's going to be concatenated to a slice that is, this is simply the first element because it's going from the beginning to element 1, not inclusive. So it's just going to be that first element. So it's going to be plus 1. So of course this is going to equal 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, which is this shifted over, you see? Shifted to the left. That's what this slice concatenation does, where I'm basically concatenating the end of the row to the beginning, putting the first one over to the end, the first element over to the end. And yeah, it's so easy to do shifting in Python or other languages. It's kind of a cerebral process to do your shifting. Not so here. Kick up a slice, put it in a list, do a slice. Well, do a couple slices. Now that I have my list has been shifted over, so I'm gonna add the next row to my list of rows. just like the first row, I'm going to join the list together into a string. And so that loop is going to go on, and I'm going to get all the shifts of the number, or of the row of numbers, I guess you could say. And once that loop is over, I'm going to have that list of rows. I just need to put that list of rows together into a single string. And as the exercise instructions say, I need to put a new line in between all of the rows. If you look at the test cases down here, which you should do sometimes in Codewars, you see the results. You see each row is joined with a new line in between, so you could have this effect when you printed it out, basically. So I need to do that. That's really my last step. I've got to do a joining all the rows together, and that will be that. I jacked up the spacing. Let's see here. And I can do the join and the return together. I can join the list into a string and then simply return that string. And I'm going to join it with a new line, of course, like I said, because I want to put a new line in between each row. And I'm joining str list. And I believe that is it. I'm going to return that list of strings, but it's already been turned into one string, so I'll return the joined string. Test. Attempto. Let's go. Outstanding. One of my favorite words there. There it is, folks. This was Complete the Pattern. Number 7. Old number 7. Cyclical permutation. There's another look at the code. And that is it for me. So you'll hear me again. You'll see my code again. And with that, I am out.